Hi everyone, this is Dan, and this is Norah Saga, Season 1, Episode 3. Fucking stupidest concept ever, but alright. Anyhow, this is by Blake Northcott and Kelsey Shannon, so this is a nice cover by Kelsey Shannon. So, as you probably remember from my Allegiance Arts book when I picked these guys up, I was not super happy with any of the issues this go around. Ironically enough, other than Red Rooster, which apparently is the end of the Red Rooster graphic novel, which is really disheartening, I guess, in a way. And so Norah Saga, my disappointment with this book is actually the repeat of my disappointment with the last two books. And that is, again, it's kind of a type of storytelling that is very modern and I'm not a fan of. And more importantly, nothing really gets resolved in this book. You almost feel as you read through this book that this book is without a doubt, part of a graphic novel and not really meant to be a single issue. This book by far, looking at this particular issue, if I can advise anybody, just wait for a collected Norah Saga trade paperback. Or if you have to read it right now, I would recommend getting a digital copy that's cheaper, right? These physical copies, especially for the price at Walmart, unless they discount them, right? I've seen a couple Walmarts discount this for 50 cents. And then it's if you're interested, yeah, sure, 50 cents doesn't hurt you. But yeah, so we drop off and here's Norah, Astrid, and this dude that we got introduced in the previous book. So the last time we got introduced in the previous book, we were left with her looking at her cell phone, running out of battery, kind of putting some emphasis to move the story quicker. And ironically enough, it feels like, Blake Northcott completely forgot what she did in the previous issue. So we just get thrown into the mess. Nobody really gets explained. You're just sort of assumed to know what's going on here. And you're also assumed to know that they're being chased by these guys right here. And then she manages to trick them with some quicksand or something like that. And then you get a page or two of her explaining YouTube to Norse Vikings. And for some reason feeling the need to freaking do a damn selfie when her cell phone is running out of batteries. I mean, do we even remember what happened in the previous issue? Or is just the previous issue a throwaway right here? I mean, at least it's nice that something happened right here. But a lot of it is just dialogue, LOL, so random stuff. And it's just not really impressed or interested. Now, this I am impressed with, though. Kelsey Shannon's art in a few places, especially when he goes into this more detailed style, I like it a lot. Not super into, this, quick style that he has. It's okay, but, it kind of reminds me of Ballad of No, which is, I don't want to go back into that one, but this stuff is cool. I like this, his coloring and his use of lighting. And then the depth that you provide here, it's really, really nice with this branch sticking out here to kind of do it. That being said, as much as the, art is great, the dialogue is okay, Taste the point of my spear, and, that did not go as planned. Leave no survivors. I feel like Vikings back in Eilden, Canada, Norse days would not talk like this, but maybe that's me. Again, the whole YouTube selfie thing probably takes you out of the story anyway, so I guess who cares? They get into a fight with these Vikings. These Vikings overpower them. Norah just screams to wake up the troll giant that they found sleeping earlier. He bashes up the Vikings, but also bashes up the boat that they were going to use to travel to some land to somehow transport Norah back to time. And so our heroes are basically left where they were before, with no way of getting to the place, still trying to get to the place. It's almost like the Berserk boat saga, but, worse. And, I'm just saying, the plot doesn't move forward. We're basically where we were in the beginning. And then you get this weird scene where we jump over to these archaeologists that find Norah's stuff at a dig site in modern times. And then these, freaking Agent Smith Matrix types are over her father in the hospital, And, they find a bunch of stuff and say, you get a flashback to the previous issue where they talked about this other kid that was also in time and whatnot. And somehow all of this is understood by the government or some other weird stuff, some subtext that says, oh, it's more than just magic. It's understood and there's some mystery. You got to just finish. Give me a story. That's it. All right. You're just dragging me along, and this makes sense. Like, if this was a web comic or a digital comic or a free comic, then I wouldn't really care so much if you strung me along just so you could gain clout and gain viewers and whatnot, because that's how web comics work, right? It's about they make a little bit of money off advertising, but they're mainly desired to get a lot of readership. So they're always kind of stringing you along every other day or every week. They're not necessarily going to resolve a story really quickly here. But this is a comic book, right? People pay, whatever it is, $4.98, right? $5. And, $5 can get you way more than this, right? You can get a lot of classic video games for $5. You can go to the back issue bin and get a million comic books that are superior to this for $5. You can if you get two $5 together, like if you picked up two of these Allegiance Arts book, you can get yourself a manga, which has way more story, arguably better art, for $10, right? Honestly, if you go on Amazon, you could probably pick up those manga books for $5 as well, right? I feel like at this point, like the creators involved here are like I don't know. I don't feel like the hunger in them anymore. Like it's almost like every book is just sort of like, and again, I'm not trying to bag on Kelsey Shannon. I think his art is mostly great in this book, though. Again, I prefer when he gets more detailed on the faces and not when he's kind of quick lining it real fast. But, I don't know, man. It just, like, why are you stringing me along? You are selling this book as a product in and of itself, right? So if you are stringing me along, that story better be amazing. Because the reality is, you're asking people to buy this for $5 when they could just literally wait, or they could pirate it, or they could just, go for the trade paperback that you're probably going to sell anyway, right? It's the exact same problem or dilemma that DC and Marvel have right now. And it's not like there's no change of it, right? You're not going to change comic books by just copying what comic books already do wrong and just throwing it in Walmart for, $4.98. That's not going to happen, man. This was, by the way, they moved the freaking display for this thing all the way in the corner, jammed between electronics and where like the regular books are at. So nobody sees this, right? You actually have to be looking for this damn thing to see it. And I'm sure it's probably worse in other Walmarts too. I don't get it. I legitimately don't get it. It's like, again, I have nothing against Allegiance Arts. I actually kind of was like hoping that it would be successful, but you can't do this kind of stuff anymore. If you want to take that long to tell a story, then why are you issuing it as a floppy? Just, do it digitally, do it as a webcomic, or just put the whole story together and sell it as a single book, right? Stringing people along, that's the reason why comics are dying, okay? Because why should I pay for this money, right? I'm going to do it just because I'm curious, right? But for the average people who are reading or watching my reviews, right, or other people's reviews, you can get the skinny right here. Yeah, this doesn't move the plot at all. You could have, completely skipped this thing, waited for the 4th issue to come out, bought them both together, hopefully this one at 50 cents when Walmart's throwing them out, right? And you would have lost nothing in terms of, what happened in the story? Was anything spoiled? No, it doesn't matter, right? I feel like I'm venting, but, I have to say this. I feel like none of the lessons that were learned from Marvel or DC are being implemented by Allegiance Arts here. It's just actually a repeat of what Marvel and DC are doing, just technically more expensive, because Marvel and DC are charging $5 for their 32-page books, and this is a 22-page book. And then, it's just, it's in a Walmart, ducked in the corner, away from everywhere, where no one's going to see it. Congratulations. Also, kids aren't going to like this, all right? Kids are going to like My Hero Academia. They're going to be much more interested in what's going on with Deku than they are going to be interested in, Norah or any of these characters, right? I'm sorry. That's just the reality. So, I don't know. If you like this review, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, hit the bell for notifications. If you got any comments on Norah Saga number 3, leave it down below, and I will see you next time.